concrete 5 years plan so that we also can plan our business accordingly. And we also would like to propose, of course, to have an end-of-life policy. An end-of-life policy meaning that there should be a scrap policy for cars which are, say, more than 15 years old, for old cars. Because at the rate that our cars are expanding, and I understand that from the statistics of JPJ, we have about 10 million cars on the road right now. So if we want to sell more new cars and put it on the road, definitely the government must come up with an end-of-life policy to scrap the old cars so that the new cars will be able to move. And of course, we also would like to wish that the government would abolish the sensitive issue of approved permits. If no abolishment, at least there is a fair competition whereby a bidding system should be in place so that it's open up to all and not only exclusively for an elite group only. This is the wish list of the association. And on the sector of the commercial vehicles, I'm involved in commercial vehicles. I would like to propose to the government to abolish commercial vehicles which is 5 tons and above from requirement to have permits. As you know now, anything below 5 tons for light commercial vehicles, we do not need to have permit. But anything above 5 tons up to the heavy prime movers, there is an imposition of permit. You have to get the permit from SPAD, which is the Pengangkutan Awam Darat, the commission. And we feel that this requirement of permit is really unnecessary at this present moment. Can you imagine if an investor coming to our country and they want to buy a prime mover which costs about 250,000 and they can't get the permit? They have to rent the permit from a third party. This has been going on for quite some time. I'm very surprised up to today the Malaysian Automotive Association is not embarking on this issue to get the government to totally abolish the permit issue for commercial vehicles above 5 tons. This has been ongoing for too long and I feel it's definitely unnecessary. And we were also talking about the export of used vehicles. The government could actually come up with some incentive, not only to encourage domestic demand for commercial vehicles, for cars, used cars, but also to promote export oriented industry for the used car, which I see is a very good market if the government give a very good incentive on that. And of course, our last concern is actually on the coming GST that the government is proposing to have, which will be a broad-based consumption tax. This will of course affect our used car as well. And we actually already had some discussion with customs and excise regarding this matter. And we sincerely hope the government will actually review the GST on used car seriously, because GST on used car is a very huge market and it affects quite a livelihood of our used car and our members. So before they implement GST, I think association will be taking incentive, many rounds to meet up with the customs and deliberate further on that. Ladies and gentlemen, our association has always been on the side of cooperation with the relevant government department. We are indeed very honored to have very capable leaders in this Jabatan Pengatur Jalan Raya, where we always have some dialogues with them to discuss certain issues, and we also propose certain criteria and measurement, and the latest being the Federation proposing the e-tukar milik system, which has started since April this year, if I'm not mistaken. And on that note, I would like to thank JPJ for taking the initiative to implement this e-tukar milik system. But this e-tukar milik system still needs fine-tuning, and I hope the members will use this system for their own benefit, because at the end of the day, this is for greater transparency and good for both, for all those involved in the sector. On the issue, of course, on inspection of unit, we do have some teething problem with Puspakom on and off. But of course, we are always on the engaging with them to see how to improve ways and means of having a more efficient inspection unit. On this note of Puspakom, since Dato Ismail is around, I would like to suggest, if I may, since Puspakom is under the purview of JPJ, maybe to set up a kind of deployment of staff from JPJ at Puspakom centers, so that they can actually obtain feedback on the process of Puspakom's daily routine. Why I'm saying this is because most of the time, since we only have one Puspakom and one inspection center, a lot of time there are actually very minor problem which can actually be solved there and then. But because of it being a monopoly business, we feel that there's not enough intervention by JPJ to monitor the movement of Puspakom and their, especially on the inspection of the units. We do encounter some problems of this, especially now, as you understand that the inspection of vehicles also take about sometimes 3 days and longer. I feel that this should be curtailed and the inspection period for us to book, just to book for the inspection of the unit, to be shortened. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the organizing committee again, I would like to thank the organizing committee led by Mr. Dato William and Mr. John Lee for organizing tonight's successful function. I also would like to thank all the sponsors here tonight. Thank you so much for your support, and please continue to support us. We need your support. And I also want to thank especially all the people who are present here today, which has made this dinner a success. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Koo Kajin, ladies and gentlemen. The FIMI Convention Chairman and President of KLSEDCCA, with a great suggestion, a great idea suggestion to benefit the consumer and also the dealers as well. Thank you very much for that. Well, before we introduce for the next speaker on stage for a speech, would like to remind everyone here, for those of you who have not dropped your lucky draw number into the lucky draw bowl, you can kindly come right in front here. As you can see, we have a lucky draw bowl. Drop your lucky number right now in there, as later on we're going to have this lucky draw. 那么在这里要提醒各位朋友，如果你们还没有把你们的幸运号码呢，给放进这个玻璃碗里面呢，现在就尽快呢可以把它拿上来放进去哈。All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next person I would like to invite on stage. Please kindly put your hand together. Help me welcome the President of FMCCAM, ladies and gentlemen, Yang Bahagia Dato Tony Kor.
Terima kasih. Yang berbahagia Datuk Ismail bin Ahmad, Timbalan Ketua Pengarah Jabatan Penggangkutan Jalan Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Tuan Hukajin, Pengerusi kepada Kuala Lumpur dan Selangor Car Dealers dan Credit Company Association melengkap Setiausaha Agong FMCCAM. Yang berbahagia Datuk William Lim Kian Song, Encik John Lee Pui Long, Joint Organising Chairman. Yang berbahagia Datuk Tan Ho Peng, Penasihat KLSC DCCA, Datuk Kelvin Yap, Datuk Dr. Majid Singh, Datuk Mampa Singh, Encik Sia Tiam San. Yang berbahagia Encik Chong Teck Hong, Honorable Presiden FMC Kuala Lumpur, melengkap penasihat FMCCAM. Yang berbahagia Datuk DCP Abdul Samad bin Mat, Timbalan Pengarah Jabatan Siasatan Jenayah Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Tuan Haji Muhammad Khalis bin Qasim, Pengarah Unit Pelindungan Pengguna KPDNKK. Yang berbahagia Ravi Chandran, Deputy Director of KPDNKK. Datuk Jess Yap from Yap Brother Group. Tuan Saharudin bin Ismail, Senior General Manager M-Bank Berhad. Encik Muhammad Khairul Azmi bin Jamaluddin, Head of Financing of MBSB. Mr. Fong Lai Kiat, Deputy Head of HP CMB. Mr. Chua Sek Guan, CEO of MSIG. Mr. Chong Sun Seng, General Manager of Muda.com. Mr. Yasuhiro Kasai, Managing Director of the Aeon Credit Service Malaysia Berhad. Mr. Saito Tomaiki, Executive Director of the Aeon Credit Berhad. Mr. Tu Kim Si, Timbalan Pengerusi FMCCAM, melengkap Pengerusi Negeri Pahang. Yang berbahagia Encik Teh Seng Hap, Pengerusi of Negeri Sembilan, melengkap Naib Setiausaha Agong FMCCAM. Encik Chu Lai Chiu, Naib Pengerusi FMCCAM, melengkap Pengerusi Negeri Melaka. Encik Sim Wun Chong, Setiausaha Negeri Johor, melengkap Ahli Jabatan Kuasa FMCCAM. Encik Ng Ting Chin, Encik Si Chin Yi, Mr. Ken Teo, Mr. Lee Chu Kian, a representative from the Singapore Motor Trader Association. Datuk-datuk, datin-datin, div-div kehormat, wakil-wakil daripada ahli-ahli persatuan negeri-negeri, ahli-ahli wartawan, tuan-tuan dan perempuan, pada hadirin yang saya hormati sekalian. Terlebih dahulu, bagi pihak Persatuan FMCCAM dan Kuala Lumpur, kami mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Yang Berbahagia Datuk Ismail bin Ahmad, Timbalan Ketua Pengarah JBJ, kerana sudi meluangkan masa menghadiri majlis makan malam ini. Izinkan saya melakamkan setinggi-tinggi penghargaan dan syabas kepada pihak penganjur atas kejayaan menganjurkan majlis yang mulia malam ini. Pada masa yang sama, saya mengalu-alukan kehadiran warga-warga dan ahli-ahli persatuan bersama kami pada majlis malam ini. Kerana kehadiran anda semua sesungguhnya telah menampakkan kemeriahan majlis malam ini. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the Kuala Lumpur and Selangor Credit Company Association for their celebrating of 45th anniversary dinner, and thanks Mr. Kukajin and all your committee members for giving us opportunity to be gathered here tonight to enjoy some good food, good companionship, and of course a good entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, just now your president, Mr. Kukajin, have mentioned, I think the big news at the moment is of course the 2012 budget as presented by our Honorable Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak, where there was no announcement regarding the direction for the automotive industry in this budget. We can take solace in knowing that the government is doing its part in ensuring that the people have more disposable income, as can be seen by the reduction of taxes as well as numerous incentives for small and big businesses alike. The country is reducing its deficit from 4.5% of 2012 to 4% of 2013. The economic growth of the country is expected to be within 4.5 to 5.5%, increasing our capability to compete on the world stage. With these numbers in mind, we must increase our efforts to grow our own businesses. We also look forward to the revision of the National Automotive Policy, which will bring the rest many questions and feelings of uncertainty in the industry. The feeling of uncertainty has hurt vehicle sales, as many customers are adopting a wait and see approach in buying their next vehicle. As prudent businessmen, we appreciate the government efforts through Bank Negara Malaysia to ensure that the fundamental of Malaysia economy remain solid and avoid a debt crisis by encouraging individuals and households borrow within their means. However, since the new hire purchase guidelines were introduced at the beginning of this year, there has a negative impact on the automotive industry and decelerating sales. Vehicle sales had affected following its implementation this year. Since these implementations, the sales of used vehicle ataupun used car, be it commercial ataupun private, have dropped significantly compared to the previous years. The industry have been absorbing the main impact of the stricter hire purchase processes, which are caused by the now highest rejections rate of the used car loan. Therefore, we hope the Bank Naga will continually review this guideline based on the data it is receiving and resolve the implementation issue relating to them as soon as possible. 各位来自雪兰莪的以及吉隆坡的车商，还有全国各地，包括我们邻国新加坡的朋友，大家晚上好，中秋节快乐！刚刚才在昨天，尊敬的首相宣布的财政预算案，已经清楚的说明，在这个汽车政策没有任何的改变。我相信呢，这一次的财政预算案将停止以及挽回这个汽车同业，包括消费人停止猜测，这个汽车的政策所带来的改变，甚至呢，有些猜测国产税将会有所下跌。反对党呢也有建议，要是他们执政的话，他们将会把这个 excise duty 或者是过产税呢调低20%，所以呢说是人心惶惶，大家都不知道到底要是万一真的国家汽车政策有所调整，国产税要是有调低20%呢，是否带来车价也同样的会有下跌20%？我可以清楚的告诉你，我是说万一要是汽车政策有所调整，即使是国产税高达20%，售价呢也不可能会调低20%，因为国产税呢占汽车的售价呢只是一小部分。The pricings of the deductions cannot be 20% because the deduction, even though the excise duty, in case reduced 20% or 10%, they cannot be direct reflect to the selling price because the excise duty is only part of the car price. Maybe half, maybe only 40%, maybe only 30%. Cannot be more than half. Meaning, in case the tax reduced 20%, the most the end car price maximum only adjust 6% or 6%. So don't worry, 不要怕，因为呢，国产税即使有调整，它也不会直接的反映到车价、售价同样的%率，因为呢，国产税只是汽车的售价的一部分。If you don't believe, you can ask Dato' Tan Ho Peng, your advisor here with a 30 over years experience in the industry. He's a distributor. You ask dealer maybe don't know, but he's the distributor. He's your advisor. 所以大家不要再猜测，国家必须要有稳定的财政收支平衡。我们的汽车税务啊，每年为国家带来80多亿到100亿的税收。要是国家每年对于这个汽油继续有这么高的津贴，而且呢，汽车的税收又调低的话，我相信啊，这不是一个容易办得到的事。所以呢，不要再继续猜测，放心的去做你的生意，放心的去买你的车。刚才你的会长呢，蒲卡金也在这里呢强调，所以放心。媒体的朋友们，叫买车的人放心去买车。 因为呢，我们的 M Bank 在这边 ，CIMB Bank 在这边 ，Public Bank，they say don't worry，they will keep on support the industry，the pricing won't change。最后呢，我要在这里呢再次的恭祝各位身心愉快，生意兴隆，通四海。Thank you very much. Terima kasih. Nandri Wanakum.
谢谢，在这谢谢大豆 Tony Ko。那么已经为我们这个消费者，还有就是所有的行业的dealer们呢，已经讲出了心声。谢谢。Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much to Dato Tony Ko. And coming up next to invite on stage for the speech, ladies and gentlemen, kindly put your hands together. Help me welcome our guest of honor, Yang Bahagia, Dato Ismail bin Ahmad, Deputy Director General of Road Transport Department, Malaysia. Please welcome.
Salam sejahtera, salam satu Malaysia. Terima kasih saudara pengacara majlis yang berbahagia Mr. Khoo Kah Jin, Presiden Kuala Lumpur and Selangor Car Dealers and Credit Companies Association. Yang berbahagia Datuk Tony Ko Chubun, Presiden Federation of Motor and Credit Companies Association of Malaysia, Tuan Haji Muhammad Khalis bin Kasim, Pengarah Unit Perlindungan Pengguna Kementerian Perdagangan Dalam Negeri, yang berbahagia Datuk-Datuk, yang berbahagia Presiden-Presiden Persatuan Pengedar-pengedar kereta daripada negeri-negeri yang hadir pada malam ini, ahli-ahli persatuan, tetamu-tetamu kehormat, seterusnya tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian. Terlebih dahulu saya ingin mengambil kesempatan di sini untuk merakamkan setinggi-tinggi penghargaan dan ucapan terima kasih kepada pihak persatuan, khususnya kepada yang berbahagia Mr. Khoo Kah Jin kerana telah menjemput saya untuk hadir bersama-sama di majlis pada malam ini mewakili Jabatan Pengangkutan Jalan Malaysia. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian, sebenarnya Persatuan Pengedar-pengedar kereta yang ada di negara kita ini bersama dengan JPJ tentu sekali tidak dapat dipisahkan kerana sebarang polisi ataupun arahan-arahan baru yang dikeluarkan oleh JPJ sudah tentu terlibat secara langsung kepada persatuan. Jadi dalam hal ini saya difahamkan inilah kali pertama saya hadir dalam majlis makan malam pada yang dianjurkan oleh pihak persatuan, dan saya difahamkan sebenarnya pihak persatuan memang mengadakan jamuan makan malam ini pada setiap tahun dan setiap tahun menjemput pihak JPJ untuk hadir bersama di majlis ini. Jadi saya bagi pihak JPJ, bagi pihak JPJ keseluruhannya, sedia untuk menerima jemputan kalau dia yang dijemput dari semasa ke semasa kerana sudah tentu sebagai badan penguatkuasa dan pembuat polisi yang mana tuan-tuan dan puan-puan Persatuan Pengedar-pengedar kereta terlibat secara langsung, sudah tentu saya rasa hubungan yang lebih rapat di antara pihak JPJ dan juga ahli-ahli persatuan mestilah kita adakan hubungan baik ini, kekalkan, dan majlis-majlis dialog dan juga perbincangan-perbincangan perlu diadakan dari semasa ke semasa kerana peranan JPJ ialah facilitate industri dan juga badan-badan perniagaan supaya pihak industri dan juga badan-badan perniagaan, ahli-ahli perniagaan akan terus berkembang maju di negara kita ini dan seterusnya dapat menyumbangkan dalam pertumbuhan ekonomi negara kita. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian, sebenarnya JPJ sendiri mulai sejak daripada tahun lepas dan juga tahun ini dan tahun-tahun akan datang, kita di JPJ kita telah mula melaksanakan polisi baru, iaitu dari manual kepada kaedah secara online. Ini bermakna semua urus niaga yang dijalankan oleh JPJ pada masa akan datang akan lebih banyak menggunakan sistem online. Pada masa sekarang, sistem online yang dijalankan di JPJ dalam lingkungan 35% dan kita berhasrat untuk meningkatkan lagi penggunaan secara online di JPJ kepada 85% dalam tahun 2015. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian, ini bermakna mulai tahun hadapan, tuan-tuan akan berhadapan dengan lebih banyak lagi perkhidmatan online yang akan disediakan oleh pihak JPJ bagi memudahkan